Before opening the proceedings, Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kadaga first notified the House of a letter from Kirkland Associates challenging the Kwasase report.
Since then, I have received a number of documents.
The firm reportedly handled the sale of assets of some of the closed banks. The Speaker also had another letter from Bank of Uganda's Director for Financial Markets Development Coordination, Benedict Sekabira. Sekabira had acted as an agent of Bank of Uganda in the sale of the banks. His letter specifically warned the Speaker and Parliament that if his concerns were not considered, he would regard the House's deliberations as biased.
Honourable members, I don't know Mr. Sekabira. I've never met him in my life. So I don't know why I should bias against him. So I find that part of the letter an attempt to blackmail me. I think he's trying to blackmail me, and I'm to Parliament and the committees. I want to warn anybody that no one can blackmail this House, no one can blackmail the Speaker, and they should stop those attempts.
When the debate opened, MPs questioned the recommendations of the report, despite finding grave mistakes and irregularities in how the central bank closed the 7 banks. MPs want the report to single out individual Bank of Uganda officials and prescribe punishments.
Really, after coming up with such a finding that banks were being sold without following the laws, without clear inventories, people should be held responsible, Madam Speaker.
So my concern is, I would even think the governor, what is he doing there right now, he should have actually relieved himself from all this stress. And government must move in to overhaul the whole team at Bank of Uganda, because their operations is not fair to this country.
People like the executive director supervision should be held personally culpable. The liquidators like Sekabira, who created companies like SIL that do not exist, that do not pay taxes, must be individually held liable and fraud cases brought against them. The head of security, where was he for documents to be whisked out?
However, former committee chairperson Abdu Katuntu responded to the issues raised in the House, before adding that committee members were concerned that some recommendations would be challenged in courts of law.
Because when you read this report, we talk about commissions and omissions. There are people, for example, what was the role of Professor Emmanuel Mutebile, who is the Governor Bank of Uganda, because he's the chief executive. What is the role of Dr. Kaseke, who is the deputy governor? Those ones you could call them responsible for not supervising and so on. So,
on top of calling for amendments into the laws governing the central bank, other MPs want the president to speak out on the findings of the report.
I think the front bench is here. You sit in cabinet. We would want the president to pronounce himself on this saga.
I'll go ahead and prepare a private member's bill to deal with the separation of the supervision function of Bank of Uganda. Second, Madam Speaker, this issue of discounting the loans. First of all, the company they sold it to is non-existent.
The report may be having gaps, honorable members. But the truth of the matter is that the goodwill on the part of the front bench should be exploited as the silver bullet that may nip in the bud whatever loopholes or gaps.
Speaker Kadaga has deferred the debate on this report to tomorrow. Habad Ziwa, NTV at Parliament.